Hi everyone, so these are going to be more solutions to the mock exam numbers 6 through 10. So I'm going to start with number 6, and this was the question, and we were asked to find the average rate of change. So first of all, let's back up and just talk about how do you find the average of something, and we talked about this. It's going to be 1 over b minus a, going from a to b of f of x dx. So if this question had just asked for the average of f of x, then you would just use 1 for a and 5 for b, and you would substitute f of x into the integral. But it's asking for the average rate of change. So the rate of change is the derivative. So you need the derivative of this. So the derivative is going to be 6x minus 3x squared. So we have to substitute into the formula using that function instead. So it's going to be 1 over 5 minus 1, going from 1 to 5, and then the function we're going to use is going to be 6x minus 3x squared. Okay, non-calculator, so we have to do this by hand. So we're going to get 1 over 4, and then we're going to find the antiderivative as it goes from 1 to 5. Okay, let's simplify a little bit. Okay, I'm going to erase up here and make some room. Okay, so first I'm going to put 5 in there. So we're going to get 3 times 5 squared minus 5 to the third, minus, now we're going to put 1 in there. Okay, so this gives us 1, 4. Okay, we're going to have 3 times 25 minus 125 minus 3 minus 1. Okay, this is just, some tedious algebra you have to do. Okay, so we're going to get 75 minus 125. That's going to be a negative 50, minus 3 minus 1 is 2. So this gives us a negative 52, and when you divide that by 4, you get negative 13, and that is choice B. Okay, this is number 7, and we were given all this information, and we need to find the integral going from negative 10 to 6 of g of x, and that's fine. First what we're going to do is we're going to go to this integral. We're going to switch it around because we're not supposed to have the bigger number on the bottom. So we're going to put the smaller number on the bottom. But if you do that, you need a negative in front of the integral. So that means we're going to get a negative negative 3, and the integral going from negative 10 to 4 of g of x would just equal positive 3. Okay, so let's get rid of this stuff we don't need. So hopefully now you see what's going to happen. This green is really ugly. I'm going to change this color. Hang on. Okay, so to go from negative 10 to 6, we don't know anything about that. But we could go from negative 10 to 4, and then to that add what happens from 4 to 6. Okay, so to go from negative 10 to 4 is right here. That would be 3. And then to go from 4 to 6 is right here. That's 5, and that gives us 8, and that was choice D. Okay, this is number 8, and we need to find the equation of the tangent line, so I'm starting here. Okay, we were told that this is x and this is y, so I can substitute. Okay, and then the only thing that we need is m. So m is just the slope. So I'm going to rewrite f of x as e to the 1/3 x. It'll just make my life a little bit easier. So the derivative of that, the derivative of e to the anything, is e to that thing times the derivative of the thing. Okay, and now we have to find f prime of 3 ln 4. So that means wherever there's an x, we're going to put 3 ln 4. So first I'm going to move that 1/3 to the front. We have e to the 1/3 times 3 ln 4. Okay, this will give me 1/3 e to the, this 3 and this 3 cancels, so we're just going to get ln 4. So that's my slope, so I'm going to get this. I'm going to substitute for m. Okay, but that is not a choice, so we're going to have to do some simplifying. So let me make some room here. So what I'm going to look at is this little messy piece here. And remember we had that rule, if you have a base of e here and a base of e here, then the entire thing will just equal what comes after the ln. So we're going to get 1/3 times 4, that equals 4/3. So I get this entire piece over here equals 4/3. So we get this. And that is choice A. Okay, here's number 9. So we're asked to find the relationship between the integral going from 0 to 2 of f of x, from 0 to 3 of f of x, and from 2 to 3 of f of x. Now we don't have any numbers here, we're not going to get an exact amount, but let's just look at some things. Let's start with from 0 to 2. Well, if you go from 0 to 2, that's this piece up here, that entire area is positive, so I do know it's going to be a positive area. Okay, if I go from 2 to 3, let's look at that. 2 to 3 is located below the axes, so that would have to be a negative area. And then if we want to look from 0 to 3, that's this, it's going to be a big piece minus a little piece. So you're going to end up with a positive minus a small piece. Okay, so if you look at these three choices, what's going to happen? Well, the smallest piece is going to be this one because that's a negative number. So the first one is going to be from 2 to 3. That has to be less than this one, going from 0 to 3. I'm going to run out of room, so I'm going to write real tiny. Which would then have to be less than this one because this is the biggest one, from 0 to 2. And so the answer for that was choice D. Okay, and we're on number 10 now, and this is going to be u substitution. So u is going to be x cubed plus 1. Therefore, du must be 3x squared dx. If you look at the original, we have an x squared and a dx, but we don't have a 3, so we're going to divide both sides by 3. And now we're ready to substitute. Okay, so we're going to take out an x squared dx. We're taking, let me do it another color. So we're going to take this piece out, and we're going to replace it for 1/3 du. And then we're left with x cubed plus 1, but x cubed plus 1 is equal to u, and we still have that 1/2 up there. Okay, so we're going to do the antiderivative, and we're going to get u, 1/2 plus 2/2 is 3/2, divided by 3/2, which is the same thing as multiplying by 2/3. As it goes from 0 to 2. So let's simplify a little. We get 2 over 3 times 3 is 9. And u is really x cubed plus 1 to the 3/2 as I go from 0 to 2. Okay, so this is my important piece here that I'm going to work with. And now we just have to do the algebra. Okay, so here's our 2/9. We'll just hold that on the outside. Okay, and we're going to substitute 2. So we're going to have, we're going to put 2 in here. 2 to the third is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. So we have 9 to the 3/2 minus, now we're going to put 0 in there. And we're going to put 0 in here. We're going to get 0 plus 1, which is just 1. So we're going to get 1 to the 3/2. Okay, so here's our 2/9. So what does it mean to be to the 3/2? It means the square root of 9, because this 2 is the index, but it's to the third power. And 1 to the anything is always 1. Okay, so we're going to have 2/9. The square root of 9 is 3, so we're going to have 3 to the third power minus 1. I mean, a lot of this you could do in your head. We're doing all the steps. 3 to the third power is 27 minus 1. This gives us 26, which gives us 52 over 9, and that was choice A. So this took 11.5 minutes to do the 5 problems. But I think if I wasn't explaining things out loud, I could have gotten it done within the 10 minutes, but it would have been a little bit close. All right, so I hope that helped you guys.